The Makers of USA podcast. Christian, great to have you this morning. Thanks very much. Congrats on the new podcast. What inspired you to go this route, Made in America?
Thank you so much, Maria. So, about a year ago, right at the peak of the pandemic, I wanted to really start a podcast that encompasses craft of all sorts. Makers, I started in Maine because that's where I am currently, and we have over 99.2% of small businesses that encompass our business economy here. And I wanted to really get stories of woodworkers, metal workers, photographers, musicians. And I was featured on another national show, and I got all these inquiries from outside of Maine that wanted me to start a Made in America podcast. So here I am today. It's been growing like crazy, and I'm very excited to get myself out there and just traveling and visiting lots of these makers. So that's really what prompted this idea of starting a baby podcast, and now it's blown up national.
Kristen, let me ask you this. What are your takeaways from these founders who are making products in America? Is there a common thread? What have you learned from some of these people that you're talking with who want to focus on Made in the USA? Why is it so important to them?
I feel like having that Made in America stamp is very important. And I learned that through talking to my guests. It's a big community. A lot of people appreciate crafting something with their hands. It's a hobby that's turned into a job, that's turned into fun. It's something that they enjoy. And I feel like having that community of support and having folks back them, that's what really makes Made in America the brand. And I learned a lot here in Maine that everybody leans in. There's not really any competitors when it comes to the Made in America or Made in Maine brand. Everybody helps one another in building their brands. We need to do that. I feel like we've kind of lost that, Made in America brand, and we need to bring it back and get people more excited about it. Support small businesses, support the makers, support the craft that is happening in our country.
Yes, absolutely. Love the patriotism. Ryan, jump in.
Yeah, Kristen, first off, congratulations on your success. I actually recently started my own podcast, so I know how hard it is to build an audience, and we craft financial advice. I don't think that actually fits into your mold, but just out of curiosity, what are some of the strategies that you've used or deployed to make your podcast successful, because it's such a competitive, hard place to really grow an audience, which is amazing what you've done.
Thank you. So what I started off with when starting the Makers of Maine podcast, it was really organic promotion and marketing. So what I wanted to do is really float the idea out there just to see if it really gained general interest. And it certainly did, because a lot of makers started following just through organic. But then I also decided to cross-promote through the guests that I interviewed. And really being strategic on, hey, who's got a good story? I feel like the editorial process, it's very important to figure out what stories are good and really compelling and really what an audience appreciates. And then what I have done also is really promoted my podcast to other nonprofits and organizations that are like-minded, who want to support makers, and cross-promoting in that regard. And then also just sharing this content, these stories, to other media outlets that have a general interest in the Made in America brand, or really Made in Maine brand too. And that's really how it's blown up. I haven't really put many paid dollars behind this in terms of advertising. It's really organic. People love Made in America. People want to hear the story of the individual maker, and that's what it's all about.
Well, it's organic, and it's Made in America. Kristen, good to have you this morning. Thanks very much. We will be listening. Kristen Vermeulen joining us on her new podcast. Thank you so much. Coming up, an unlikely friendship after a dare and rescue.